Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Joe Daddy's Garage. It is what, 2 days after Christmas. That means there's basically 4 days left in this year, and then we start 2022. Let's hope for a brand new great beginning in 2022, and then it just continues to carry on from there, right? Let's hope. Fingers crossed, right? Yes. Okay. Again, it is 2 days after Christmas, and I hope all of you had a great Christmas. I know there's parts of the country that recently had all the tornadoes and all that stuff. And you know, we have to appreciate what we have, all of us. Those people lost everything. There's plenty of them, lost homes, businesses, property, all that stuff. And if we're able to sit here and spend time chatting on a computer, we're further ahead. So my heart goes out to those people that have lost all their stuff, and hopefully um, recovery happens quick and they can get back on their feet, and all the sort of things that need to happen for people to go back to what was normal, even though our normal has not been normal. um, but again, I hope you all had a great Christmas. It's been really warm here in Georgia. Yesterday it got up to 75 degrees. That is when we actually celebrated our Christmas. um, our youngest son, or middle child, he's a firefighter. I mentioned that he had to work on Christmas Day. So rather than do Christmas on Christmas Day, we decided to do it yesterday. So we had our traditional lasagna. Y'all missed out. Good stuff. Had lasagna, had all our presents and grandkids and all that. So it was a good time. So anyway, let's see who's here. Right off the bat, Terry Keithley. First in, evening Barry and all. Please hit the like and thumbs up button for Barry. Thank you and Happy New Year. Yes. Happy New Year to you, Terry, as well. Jerry checking in from the Money Pit in Middle Tennessee. Happy New Year to all. Yes. Mason Fox. Hey, Joe Daddy. Joe Daddy's Garage. How's it going? It's going good, Mason. I hope things are going well for you. Troy, good evening from coastal Georgia. Yes. Glad you're here, Troy. I'm sure it's pretty warm where you're at, too. Robert, evening all. I know Robert has been enjoying some temperatures in the 80s in Texas. Whee! Nandu. Hi, Baron, everyone. Happy New Year to all of you. Hope the New Year is better than this one. Let's all hope so. Let's all hope so. Bob, good evening, Bear. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. I did. Thank you. Appreciate that. Robert, beautiful weather here today, 80 degrees, and again tomorrow. Yeah. Again, we've talked about this, the weather changing, the world, temperatures, whatever. Um, I have no complaints over warm weather. I really don't. I hate the cold. I've said it many times, but it feels it's not as enjoyable when you have the winter warmth. Let's just put it that way. When it's 70 degrees out here, and it's been kind of wet and rainy and stuff like that. Um, Even though you want to go do things, it's kind of like, meh. Do I really want to go outside? Even though it's warm and it's muggy. Uh, I mean, it could be a little cooler. I'd be happy with that, but it is what it is. Crash Rider, good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year from Southern Indiana. Welcome. Bubba Ayers. Hey, everyone from Dallas Fort Worth, Texas here. Glad you're here, Bubba. Raleigh Cat. Harvey checking in from New Jersey. Glad you're here. Rick Stevenson, good evening, everyone. Glad you're here, Rick. Dave Conville checking in again from New Jersey. So we've got New Jersey and Tennessee covered pretty good. Ray Buckman, evening, everyone. Glad you're here, Ray. Bob, Happy New Year to you and your family. Make it a safe one. Yes, by all means. Keep it safe. There's too many things that can go wrong anymore, especially as we get older. Wally checking in. Good evening from the cold north. Glad you're here, Wally. Wally's doing some cool stuff, and he's learning some stuff about rebuilding suspension, let's say, putting in new parts and things that work and don't work whenever you're trying to modify your suspension. So I was watching some of his videos today. Some good information. R Soup 1. Happy New Year, cold in the woods of Connecticut. Well, that's a good thing, though. It should be cold in Connecticut. It should be. Robert, coming off the coolest summer since I moved here in the late 80s. I'm not complaining. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Coolest summer since. in late 80s. I guess that's saying something. In Georgia, it wasn't that bad either over the summer, in my opinion. Richard, Happy New Year from sunny and warm Florida. Glad you're here, Richard. And Rick Stevenson, 43 and rain here where I am in West Virginia. Okay, so you're getting around. You're getting around. I think you're normally in Florida, right? Shane, hey Barry, I got small interior parts for Eileen for Christmas. Wanted a Red Ryder BB gun, but Santa said I'd shoot my eye out. Happy New Year. Cool. It's I've mentioned it before. I'm not into presents, really. I don't I don't like necessarily giving them, and I don't like necessarily getting them, but there is some good things that happen when we do these gift exchanges. Because to me, it's like a big circle. If I spend $50 on you, you spend $50 on me. Well, let's just spend $50 on each other on our own stuff. Just make it a lot easier. But I must say, I did get some cool stuff this year. Now, I don't ask really for anything. I don't, if somebody says, "What do you need?" I'm good. I give me a gift card to Lowe's or something, just something simple that I can use. And I think I actually did get I think my kids got me a gift card to Harbor Freight or something, which is good. That's a good thing. Easy to use. But I must say, I got some good stuff. My youngest son, who is a fireman, he has started to get into the flashlight phase, where now he's starting to get the fixation that I have with flashlights. If I sit right here and I'll just look at my bench, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5, oh, 6, at least 6, 7, sorry, 7 flashlights within my reach right now. I keep 2 of these right here on the bench. I've got that Braun light that I use for looking at paint, and I've got a variety of others. But I found something. I saw a video earlier in the year, and I showed it to my wife. I said, "Hey, I'm kind of wanting one of these." Hint, hint. I'm kind of wanting one of these. And she said, "Oh yeah, whatever." She paid it no mind at all. She did not, like, "Honey, this right here. See this? I like this." No, no. That's as far as it went. And that's so my youngest son, he bought one of these lights and then thought, "Dad would really like this." And it was exactly the same light that I was looking for or trying to show my wife. If you haven't heard of these, I'm going to show you this. This is called a Tiny 2. Okay. Tiny, Tini 2. And this is made by Nitecore. This thing, let me show you. That's all it is. That's it. That's the whole light. To give you some perspective, my thumb is basically an inch wide. This thing is about right at an inch wide by probably, I don't know, inch and a half, inch and 5/8 maybe. Aluminum body. It's got it's rechargeable. It's got the USB-C recharging port down here in the corner. What's cool about this, and I'll have to look up the numbers again. It has, I think, 5 settings on it. And this little, I'm already enjoying and loving this little thing. The first, let me find it. I got it in 17 different languages in here. The modes, well, I don't know where it's at. I think the lowest setting is 1 lumen. Yeah, here it is. Ultra low is 1 lumen. Low is 15 lumens. Mid is 65 lumens. High is 200 lumens. And then they have turbo, which is 500 lumens. And that's only used as like an emergency type of thing, is what it says. I don't think you can lock it on to that. But it also gives you a time. On 1 lumen, it'll last 60 hours. 15 lumens, 8 hours. 65 lumens, 2 hours and 30 minutes. 200 lumens, 45 minutes, and 500 lumens, 15 minutes. Let me tell you this thing. This thing, it actually has the two buttons on it. There's the power button. There's a lock feature on this thing. And then this top button is your turbo, like it'll turn on no matter what. If I just hit the first, that's the lowest. That's 1 lumen. That's a 1 lumen. Whoops. Let me get the second one. 15. Let me turn the light off. I want to show you this. You'll like this. Okay. 15 lumen. 65. Really, we're going to turn off one more light just for effect. Just for effect. 65 lumen. 200 lumen. You ready for this? It's 500 lumen. And let me tell you, this thing is bright. It'll light up your whole backyard. I know it's hard to see it in here because of the limited space. But this thing is cool. This thing is cool. I won't turn it at the camera because that would be bad. But anyway, these things are really cool. In fact, when I was looking at these, I found one that was similar because these were out of stock on Amazon. I was going to buy my own, but it was out of stock. I found these that were similar, and the other one that I found has a little magnetic base on it that you can pull this off without having the clip. And I sent that to a buddy of mine. So he got that. But this is, I mean, and keychain size. And like in here, it's not that as cool, but like outside, lights up the whole backyard. Lights up the whole backyard. Let's see. Let me go where I'm at here. Bubba. 78 today and 70s till the 1st, going from mid 70s to January 1st, be 26 that morning. Okay. Well, I know the temperature is supposed to drop here on Monday. It's supposed to get cooler, but it's going to probably be brief. Robert, did everyone get Mustang parts for Christmas? She bought me tools instead, so maybe a trip to Summit tomorrow. There you go. Whoops. Probably better that you just let her not buy the Mustang parts, right? Because sometimes, unless you give her the most specific, here's the part number, this is what I want, may not get what you want. Lightning rod, flashlights, yes. Do we ever have enough? No, we never have enough. Never have enough flashlights. Robert, wow, I like it. That would be great for traveling. Yeah. I mean, it's a really just an awesome little light. And it'll blind you. You don't want to look at it. Bubba, that's too good. Great lighting. Yeah. Yeah. Robert, she had a list to Summit, but she prefers to buy on Amazon. Yeah. That's okay. Use my Amazon link. Tell her I said thank you. Okay. Let me go on to item 2. Item 2 that I got. Now, again, the only thing I actually hinted at was this little light. And my son got it. Yeah. So I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Shane, remember when flashlights were the size of a small baseball bat and weighed a ton? Yeah. Yeah, mag lights. I probably have 2 or 3 of those sitting around. And you turn them on now and it's like, is this on? You know, back in the day you thought, oh, look how bright this is. And now you turn it on, it's like I can't see anything. But it's a good club. You turn that thing around, it's a good club. I have one over there in my little toolbox. Yeah. But let me just Clark, who needs flashlights when you have nods? Are those I guess is that a night vision device? Because I'm not familiar. I don't know if I know that term, but I'm going to assume that's what that means. I think. I'll give you a bell anyway. Robert, remember how the old 6-volt lights were? They had a red tail light. Yeah. Yeah. You know, the 6-volt, you'd have that 6-volt battery and you could have a great big handle and lens on the front, you know, and it was a brick. pretty big heavy piece. Sergeant's RC Adventures. What I guess it's saying, "What's up, Joe Daddy's Garage?" What's up, RC? Sergeant Jay's RC Adventures. I'm glad you're here. I was just talking about some cool lights, cool little flashlight, man, that I got for Christmas. This Tiny 2 thing is awesome. But now I have something else I want to show you. Oh, Clark, yes, old school no depth perception. Yeah. I guess they were considered. I don't know what you call them. I didn't know if nods was a correct term or not, because I had experience with those. We did a night maneuver. I had never used whatever the night vision goggles thing before, ever. No training on them. We were doing a night training maneuver, and they said, "Here you go, Barry. Put these on. Use them." Oh, cool. Put the things on, and everything's got a green tint to it. It's really cool. Like, yeah, this is neat. This is really neat. And we were going to do like a 15-mile cross-country march, right, in the middle of the night. Oh man, this is cool. So we start our maneuver, and I didn't realize. Well, I guess I did realize there was a road. We were on like a dirt road. We started off our march going cross country, and I'm looking, and I see my guys. Of course, nobody says anything, but I see my guys. They're on the edge of the road, and I'm thinking, oh, well, they're just. I'll go down the middle of the road because I don't want to take a chance on tripping over something on the edge and falling off, because it was kind of a raised road. I went like 10 steps, about 10 steps. And everybody heard me, and they stopped, and I stopped, and I looked straight down, and I was standing in like 8 inches of water, muddy water. And I didn't know, I couldn't see it. You can't see the water. I couldn't see it. And so I just stepped in the water, and I was like, no way. So I had to go 15 miles on a road march, through the cross country with soaking wet feet. That didn't end well. That was my only experience. My only experience with the night vision stuff. No fun. Let's see, Ray. I think we're getting older, and done things are getting better. Are you talking about? I think you're talking about the lights. I hope. Fast and Furious. Merry Christmas, everyone. Yes, Merry Christmas to you. LS Chevy. Just found your channel on the homepage. Search looking, locking in for future vids. Cool, man. Glad you're here. Sergeant, for Christmas, I got the most simple but useful gift from my youngest daughter, a hand driver with 30 different bits to use when wrenching on my RC. So cool and thoughtful because she knows me well. That is awesome. I remember getting stuff like that from my sons and my daughter. At school, they'd have these you could get these little things, and little toolkits and stuff that they would say, here, give these to your parents or whatever. So they would give me my little screwdriver kits and stuff. But that sounds like a pretty good kit. She's 7. Awesome. That's awesome. LS Chevy, hello to everyone tapping in from Texas. I like your logo, man. That's pretty cool looking. Ray, some, and yes, the light. Okay. Yeah. Well, let me show you what else is cool. Let's see. Clark, nods are best used with the blind guy's cane night optical devices. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if that's what we called them or not. Night vision goggles is all we called them. But yeah, that makes sense. You might as well have something in front of you. But let me show you this. Now, we do these. My wife does all the presents. She does all the present stuff. I don't even know what my kids get. I'm just as surprised on Christmas Day as they are. But I was watching my sons open up some canisters. Now, in the old days, you would look at that canister, and Clark can attest to this. You would look at a canister like this and go, "Oh, I know what that is. That's a smoke grenade," because it looks like a smoke grenade. You'd have a top on it, and you get anyway. So, um, I don't know what's going on with that one. Uh, anyway, so I watched them open up these presents, and I was like, oh, oh, I want one of those. I want one of those. Well, sure enough, my wife got me one as well. And for lack of a better term, it's called a beer buddy. Beer buddy. You've probably seen these before, but I've never had one. It's a canister. It's one of these vacuum tins, right? It says beer buddy on it. And apparently you can use it as just uh, regular, put coffee or whatever in it, and it's got a top on it that you can close, seal off. But it also has this ring, and I didn't bring one out here. I didn't even think about it. But you can take a can will fit in here. It's got like a recessed ridges on the inside. You can see that down there. So the can would sit in the first ridge and stay high, and you could put this around it. And this has a rubberized. This lip here is rubberized, so it stretches around whatever you put in there. Um, but it'll hold a beer bottle. It'll hold a Coke bottle or whatever. And I saw this, and she got me one, so I'm happy. I'm happy with that. This is something I will employ. I will be using. But yeah, it looks. I thought it's a canister for a smoke grenade. Not saying that I have any of those or anything like that. Not saying that I still have some of the, or ever had any of those. Not saying that. Yeah, I'm gonna put this person in timeout because I don't know who that is, what they're doing. Let's see. Jason, for Christmas I got to back out my 66 Mustang out of the garage for the first time in 15 years. A long restoration process, but well worth it. That is awesome. That is awesome. Good deal. 15 years. Wow. That's cool. That is cool. Troy, smoke grenade was my first thought. Yeah. Yeah. It's what it's what it looks like. You'd have tape around this, right? You'd pull the tape off. It could be chemical smoke grenade, incendiaries. Good stuff. Fun stuff to play with. Rick, hello, Barry. I hope you had a good Christmas. I did, Rick, and I hope you did as well. And Rick, it is a thought that matters when it comes to gifts. I'm glad your wife got you something you like. Yeah, I am too. And normally, they do well. Another simple thing, my kids know that, like last year, my daughter-in-law did ask me what I wanted for Christmas. What would I like? And I said, honey. Like real honey. Because there's a difference. There's real honey, and then there's honey that's actually corn syrup. But every morning, and I may have said this before, every morning I mix up my own little drink that is honey, apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, and I've been adding ginger. So I eat a tablespoon of honey every morning. But that's what she got me. Last year they got me 2 bottles of honey, which lasted me 4 or 5 months. And nobody asked this year about that. I was like, oh man, kind of hoping I get some honey. But no, I didn't get any honey. And the other thing was Trader Joe's chocolate covered peanut butter pretzels. That's good stuff right there. That is good stuff right there. Let's see. Mikey Man, thanks for doing your Vintage Air series. Currently installing a kit for my 70 Mustang, and it has helped. Awesome. Good deal. I like to hear that. Michael, no car parts this year, but a new RCTP fly? Two fly. RC airplane to fly. Cool. I looked at one of those a couple weeks ago. I was like, should I get one of those or not? Am I ever going to get it outside and fly it? Am I going to lose it the first time I try? I'll just stick with my Scout. I have my International Scout to run around with. Let's see. Shane's hopefully they make a soda buddy for raging alcoholics. Don't want to encourage bad behavior. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would assume, I mean, it'll fit anything. But yeah, it would be nice if they just had one called Soda Buddy, huh? That would be nice. But it's etched on there. It says Beer Buddy right on it. But that's fine with me. That's fine with me. Brian B. Hey, just got here, but I remember making electromagnets out of nail, some wire, and a dry cell battery. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that sounds like the little electromagnet that I had in my Rector set that I talked about last week. The Rector set that I have from 1938, which I've shown on this channel. I've actually shown that, the Rector set. If you were to Google or look at it, look on my channel for a Rector set, it's gonna, I think it would pop up. Jerry, my wife took a picture of my second place trophy from a car show with GT500 and had it enlarged to 18 by 24 inches. That is cool. That is a cool gift. I'm assuming it was a gift. That is really cool. Let's see. Sergeant, I also got my Triumph Daytona 675 a little early, 2006 model, less than 7,000 miles on it. Well, that is, yeah, cool. That is very cool. Oh, I have one other thing. You know, my wife, she'll put stuff in stockings, and usually stocking stuffers. In our case, my wife loves Mallow cups, the little yellow bags with the Mallow cups in them. She grew up eating those things and she loves them. So I usually get her a whole bag of those and just dump it in her stocking, and she can have them whatever. Hershey bars, little whatever, chocolate. That's all she cares. Chocolate. Here it is, chocolate. Well, this year, I think she was struggling to find what little stocking stuffer she could give me. So she picked up a little Iron Man. So I have a new Iron Man. I'm not even sure. I think I actually already have this one. He's not very not very flexible. So I'd thought about, would she take it wrong if I did a giveaway of the Iron Man? Never know. Probably don't want to take that chance. Bob, tad late here. Enjoyed the 70 plus weather for Christmas. Cool. Glad you're here, Bob. Priscilla. USA, USA, USA. Good day from the land down under Australia. We. Okay, well, welcome, Priscilla. I'm glad you're here. I'll give you a bell, Priscilla, because I haven't seen it here before, but I'll give you a bell. Sergeant, got a bunch of M2C goodies in as well from my Techno ET48, 2.0, and MT410. They're modded out bashers now. That Iron Man is cool. My favorite adventure next to the Hulk. Yeah. Well, I'm sure everything you said there is probably really cool, but I couldn't tell you what half of that means. But I'm assuming you can do some crazy off-road stuff with those. Have some fun with those. Brian, I also remember getting all the insulated Go cups I wanted at any convenience store with a cup of coffee. What happened? Yeah, those things are long gone, aren't they? They give you the styrofoam ones now. That's all you get. RC Guy Garage, 70 plus weather would be great. Yeah, it is great. Now, but you can't run around in Big Black plowing snow if you don't have snow, right? Isn't that half the fun? You got to have snow to run Big Black truck out there and blast the snow around. Have you made any videos on that lately? I don't know what I haven't heard from you in a while, so I don't know what the weather's doing up there. But I'm hoping you're getting some. I'm hoping you're making some plow videos. RC Guy, yeah, he can bash with the best, right? Yes, super bashing fun with M2C parts. Cool. RC Guy Garage, no snow, please. Oh man, you gotta have snow up there in mid northeast. You gotta have snow up there. You gotta have snow. It's not right if you don't have snow up there. Sergeant guy's been doing speed runs. Oh, back to the speed runs. Okay. I don't know. I haven't really been keeping up with everything going on everywhere. But what's your fastest speed run? How you doing on the speed runs? Have you broken any records yet? Priscilla, I love snow. Australia didn't have that here in Melbourne. Yeah, no snow in Melbourne, I'm sure. Robert, if it ever gets cold here, I'm getting the pressure washer out and making my own snow. Why not? Lightning rod, mallow cups, a Pennsylvania invention. Yes. Yeah, because I mean that's where we're from originally. And she grew up eating those things, and I'm okay with them. They're not high on my list. I would rather have, peanut butter something. Peanut butter meltaways, peanut butter cups, something with peanut butter in it. Brian, am I old or what? What is a M2C? Well, here you go. Sergeant RC. M2C is a brand that supplies upgrades for many RCs in the form of CNC machined parts. So there you go. Good answer. I wouldn't know either, but that's a good answer. Because RC stuff, there's crazy stuff out there. RC Guy Garage, I'm sure Sergeant RC Adventures. These things now, I mean, when we had them as kids, you'd roll the thing over and it would break. And now you can take them and launch the thing, jump it 50 feet in the air, and it lands, and you keep going. But I have seen RC Guy Garage, Tim. He manages to break stuff. I think it's his passion, is finding out if he can break something. But like I said, the old stuff we had, hit a bump, wheel comes off. They weren't made nearly as durable as the new stuff is. LS Chevy, we got crazy weather here last year in Texas. Definitely hope we don't get it again next year. Yeah, don't want that. Doyle, got a question. Can you convert a single axle to positive traction? Just wondering. You can. You're going to have to change the whole chunk, though. Well, I say change the whole chunk. You have, a peg leg or single drive axle is just that. It's only meant to really pull one wheel. The way you do that, depending on how you approach it, you can buy a pre-built chunk. They call it the center chunk or the center third, the differential, right? You can buy one with your gear ratio in it, and it has to be set up. You install the thing, put your axles in, hook everything up, and you're ready to go. You can do it that way. Or like they did on this car when I first started working on it, they had put a mini spool in it. What a mini spool does is it locks both axles together. So if you like drag racing, you want something like a mini spool. Now you don't want to take a turn with a mini spool because one wheel both wheels turn at the exact same rate. So if you're trying to make a turn, the inside one is turning slower than the outside one, I think is how it works out. One way or another, one is like dragging and the other one is turning normal. So we really don't want to do a mini spool. But yeah, you can buy a pre-built third member differential and bolt it in, or you could buy the parts and put your own together. It's not hard to do, especially if you just buy one and put it in. But putting it together, getting the lash right, all that sort of thing, that can be kind of a challenge. I actually did that. I did a video on this car. I didn't put the posi unit in. I just rebuilt the differential. So, Bubba, good idea. Craftsman, he's saying good idea. Oh, making the pressure washer snow. Sergeant J, M2C is a brand. Yep, I mentioned that. And Ray Buckman says, make a video, Robert. Yeah, that would be cool to watch you making snow. Robert reminds me I have a birthday carrot cake in the fridge to grab a piece of it. Well, that sounds awesome. Carrot cake, good stuff. I like carrot cake. RC Guy Garage, 52 people get those thumbs up out and give Joe Daddy some love. Yeah. Thank you, man. Let's see. Clark, CMP, another PA invention. Sunday with chocolate, marshmallow, and peanuts. Sunday with chocolate, marshmallow, and peanuts. CMP? Do I know that by another term? Sunday with chocolate, marshmallow. It sounds good. I've already, and I'm not sure if I know exactly what CMP is. Bubba, I should try that on the first being supposed to be 26, but I'm staying inside. Yeah, I don't blame you at all. I don't know who that person is. Looks Russian, and I'm just going to block that person. I don't know what they're trying to do. Okay. Brian, weld the spiders. Yeah, you could weld the spider gears. I wouldn't recommend that, but you could. Right? You could. That's the cheapest way to do it, but you don't want to do that. Sergeant, an old legend from my young era is the Tyco Rebound. It was a toy grade, but to this day, still an original Basher's legend. Okay. My son had one. Got for Christmas one year. It was some sort of truck that had a launch device on it. Like it was supposedly go in water and whatever. And the thing was, it would drive across the driveway and you hit a button and this arm would come out from the bottom of it and just like launch it up in the air, and it never landed on its wheels after that. It just tumbled and crashed. It made no sense to me, but he had something. I don't know what it was called. Colin Man, Joe Daddy, how's it going? Question: I bought a Shelby style tail panel for a 67 Mustang. My question is, would it also fit a 68? It should. It should, yeah. 67 and 68 have the same quarter panels, deck lid, and everything. So yeah, it should fit. Good question anyway, Common Man. Sorry, let me give you a bell. Robert, spammers are among us tonight. Yeah. Shane, I bought a Pitts Penguins Clark bar in 1992 when they won the second Stanley Cup. I put it in the freezer. It's still there and like new. Isn't it weird, some of the stuff we hang on to? Just novelty stuff or whatever. But we have a special place for it, all of us, for certain things. I've talked about it before. If you look, that little tow truck right there, that's a Tonka truck. That was actually my brother's truck that he got for like his 6th birthday or something, or 6, I don't know. And it kind of got handed down to me, and I ended up keeping it somehow. But I've thought about restoring that truck and letting my grandson play with it. I really have, but yeah, kind of tough to pass that one on. Sergeant J, trying to get my hands on a Tyco Rebound. If anyone knows someone that has one, nostalgia purchase if I find one. Let me tell you something. Speaking of nostalgia, last week I was talking about an item that I had as a kid. Okay. That's me. That's probably 7 years old. Playing with what I mentioned was a spin welder. And the spin welder was a toy that you could build stuff with. Okay. You could build this airplane. You could build race cars. And there was apparently a variety of these things. I got some news today because I mentioned this last week. I said, if anybody knows where one of these kits is, let me know. I would like to get it. And I had a message today from a buddy of mine who lives local. He's actually been over here and helped me with some video stuff. Let me just show you this. He sent me a message today. And the message said, interested, got this from my neighbor. has all the parts inside, still in wrapper, but no spin gun. It doesn't have the gun. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? A spin welder that's probably less than 10 miles from me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take that. I will take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. I will take that spin welder. It's right there. Same one. That just made my day. That made my day when he showed me that. I thought there's no way that this thing exists within range of where I live. I'm just like Lotto, Lost Two, not Lotto, Lost Two. It's very cold here today, Calgary. Um, Alberta, is that Alberta? Wait a minute, negative 40 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit. It's the same. I don't have a pressure washer to try that. It's not that cold, is it? It can't be that cold. It can't be negative 40. Is it really negative 40? That sounds crazy. Jack, hey Barry, finally done drilling all the spot welds. Time to clean up all the metal, put the floor assemblies in. Make it happen. Make it so. Ray, yeah, it's supposed to be 29 here on January 1st. Oh boy. Well, I don't, and that's in Texas? Is that what we're saying in Texas? Because it's calling for Sunday a low of 41, Monday a low of 30, Tuesday a low of 31, and then it starts warming back up again. So we might not get any kind of winter. Brian, agree with Barry, not a suggestion, just an answer. I'm not sure which one that one was. Not sure which one that one was. Common man, outstanding. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Harvey, I had a spin welder, loved it. I used it on model cars and all kinds of stuff. We were welding when we were like 5 years old. Yes. Yes. Robert, I have seen the spin welder kits at estate sales every so often. I will keep an eye out for the tool for it. I'll take the whole kit. I'll take the whole kit. I would like to have if I had a whole set of those, I would probably line the whole shop with those. I love those things. Lost 2. Yep, Alberta. Negative 40? Negative 40? Is it negative 40? Is that? Because you said Celsius. And I doing the math, I don't know how, forgive me, I don't know exactly where Calgary is on the map. We know it's north. But wow, negative 40. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. Harvey, that was right next to the erector set on Top Toys. Yes. Yeah, and RC Guy Garage, Tim says, yes, erector set. Yeah, and, I've said it before. I might break out my 1938 erector set and just make some videos, maybe put on my other channel, just where I build some stuff. Just build the crane and, all whatever's in the book. Say, okay, this week I'm going to build this. Spend some time building the thing, whatever. I might not get anything else done if I start playing with the erector set, though. Jerry, I welded the core support in the 66 yesterday, and the hardest part was the welding overhead. Now I can finish the vintage air install. Cool. That's good news. That's good news. Ray, mine's in Colorado. Oh, last year Texas got hit by the cold day after we had a negative 30 that evening. Oh, that evening. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's right, Colorado. Yeah. So, but you want it cold in Colorado this time of year. You really do. I think the whole isn't the whole ski industry suffering right now because it's not cold enough or something. I think I've been hearing stories about that. Robert, yep, low 20s in the 20s Saturday and Sunday, but those numbers will generally trend up as it gets closer. Yeah, they kind of aim low and see what happens. Brian, talking about welding spiders, I agreed. Not suggested, but possible. Oh, okay. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, I can't keep up where because the comments might show up well after I'm done speaking. But yeah, you don't want to weld the spider gears, not unless you're going to junk it afterwards. Because I actually did that. I took the a demolition derby car, and that's what I did. I welded the spider gears up. Just didn't care. Her scrambler. Good evening. Check eBay for spin welder. I could do that. I could do that. Robert, I was at Barry's last year during the cold, getting a phone call when the power went off at home, and she couldn't get the generator started. Didn't put enough gas in it. Oh, that's right. That is right. Shane, I really like my Evel Knievel wind-up motorcycle. Jumped it off my parents' garage roof, ruined it. Caesar's Palace had nothing on my jump. That's funny you mentioned that because I'm pretty confident I had the jump motorcycle and the rocket. I think I had both. And I've never seen another one, and I'm sure they're out there somewhere, but I had a puzzle of Evel Knievel that was like a life-size puzzle. And what I mean by that, this thing was like 6 feet long. The pieces were probably 10 inches big, like puzzle pieces. And it was like 3 feet wide and 6 feet long or something. Really simple to put together. I'll say that. Really one of the easiest puzzles ever. I have no idea what happened to it. I've never seen another one since, but just one of those things. But yeah, also with the Evel Knievel thing, I had the demo derby cars. Remember those? You'd snap all the pieces on, wind them up, had the SST pull handle or whatever, and you would crash them together and it'd blow all the pieces off, and you put them back together and do it again, and put them together and do it again. It was really fun. All that stuff I have is gone. All of it. My brother got rid of it for me. Yeah. Ray said, sad thing, no snow yet. We only have our first on or around Halloween. That is sad for Colorado. Yeah, you got to have this. I mean, the whole ski industry needs that. Let's see. Clark sent you an email. It says the spin welder is on eBay. Oh wow, yeah. Oh yeah, there's the gun. Cool stuff. Yeah, appreciate that, Clark. If you ever see the, like I said, Robert, if you ever seen it in a estate sale or something, let me know. Jerry, you can also use lead to lock the spiders together. They do that on some dirt track cars. Really? I guess I wouldn't think that lead would hold up, but I guess it would. I don't know. Haven't thought of that. Clark, I love my big wheel and Stretch Armstrong. Yeah, except for I don't think I ever had Stretch Armstrong. I think I had a big wheel. I think, or else some of my friends did. And then the Green Machine too, right? Right, had a big wheel and had the Green Machine, which had the pull handle on or something. You could like slide it around. Remember that? Yeah, I've seen where they're making like they've made adult size big wheels, which seems pretty awkward. I don't want to pedal anything anymore, so I don't want to pedal around a giant big wheel. Shane, Evel Knievel puzzle. That's what his doctors called him. Valid, very valid. Yeah. He was the original crash up derby guy, right? Let's see. Brian, yes. Here we called him crash up derby. Yeah. Robert, I was in Legos. My favorite was my first Techniques kit. That was the car with the moving engine, shiftable gearbox, etc. Now that sounds cool. I mentioned before about the Legos becoming model kits, but that one actually sounds kind of cool. That it could show how things functioned. I think I've seen that, but I've never had one. Ray, so the spin welder was actually a welding tool for kids. Yeah, it was. I mean, here, this is me using one right there. My mom she saved this picture for me. And she's like, I don't know what you're doing. I said, I know exactly what I'm doing. And that model kit came out in 74. So I had to be 7 years old when it was made. And basically the little gun you see right there, and I don't have a close up of it, but it had this little plastic rod that you stuck into the end of the drill, let's say. And you would squeeze the trigger with your 6-volt battery. Remember, we talked about the 6-volt battery. There it is right there. Great big 6-volt battery. And you would squeeze the trigger and it would spin that thing. And basically you were doing fusion or friction welding. So you'd put the pieces together and friction weld that together with that little plastic rod. But yeah, it was definitely a kid's toy. That was the first welder I ever had. Clark, yes, the green machine was great, but it was awkward steering. Yeah, I could see that. Car Guy Troy, what I got for Christmas? A new to me 67 Mustang convertible, hasn't been registered since 94. Great floors, hasn't been messed with. So I figured it would help me get the S code back together. That sounds cool. Where did you find that? That sounds real cool. Let's see. Robert, there's a guy on YouTube 3D printing a giant version of that car. A giant version. Oh, of your Techniques car? That sounds interesting. Brian, my brother got a Wankel rotary engine kit that ran on 2 D-cell batteries after assembly. Yes, I remember the Wankel. I do remember the Wankel. My brother had the big V8, the big V8 engine kit, which you can still buy those things. And that was pretty cool. Clark, kid's first chemistry set, Mercury included. Yep. Gilbert. It was yellow. Came in a metal tin, about this tall. My brother had one of those. All I remember is he caught something on fire with it. Something. I don't remember. I think it didn't get used much after that. Let's see. RC Guy Garage YouTube puts a link for the spin welder commercial. Yeah, I've seen those. Really cool stuff. And, back in the day, whenever you could have dangerous toys. Now, no, they don't want you to have anything dangerous. Lawn darts, no, all gone. Edward, hello, how are we doing tonight? Well, pretty good, Edward. Glad you're here. Visible V8, yes. And you know what else they had? You probably never, I doubt anybody, well, somebody may have seen one of these. They also had a visible human body and a visible head. You ever seen one of those? We had both of those. They were probably made in the early 70s, if not the late 60s. I can't remember. But it was a human head, plastic with a skull, brain, eyes. Yeah, we had one of those. And then the human body one was like organs and stuff you could put in there. We had both of those. Brian B, I think I got that. Chem Kit, can't remember. Yeah. Well, I know it was Gilbert. Gilbert put out a lot of dangerous stuff. Bubba, you can still get them but when younger, I got a plastic V8. After I built it, I introduced it to a drill. They don't hold up to high RPMs. No. No, they don't hold up to high RPMs. But you know what's cool now? You can buy a metal engine kit. I've seen them. I have not gone to the point of buying it. Not ones that actually. I mean, you can buy ones that actually run, on gas, and you can fire the thing up, and it'll sit there, and they have all kinds of cool stuff. It's actually running on little gas-powered engines. But there's another version which is CNC parts or whatever that you assemble, and you hook up a little motor to it, and it just cycles it, and it's got a chain on the front or a pull, belt system. I would like to get one of those, but I just haven't gotten to the point that I need one of those. They're cool to look at, though. Robert, I remember the body, but not the head. Yeah. Yeah, we had the visible head. Yep. It was cool stuff. Really interesting. I'm sorry, Ray. Toys R Us rules today is why kids don't learn anything to do with safety. Yeah. Yeah. Travis, hey Barry, checking in while working. Glad you're here, Travis. Hope all is well. Oh, look, a spam call. Yay. Clark, amazing Hugo Master of Disguise head. I don't think I ever had one of those, but that does sound interesting. It's funny you mentioned that because we watched a movie last night called Hugo. Decent movie. Shane, back in the 60s in the comic books, they would sell real monkeys. Imagine getting a real monkey in the mail. Yeah. Yeah. Back, in the 70s, though, they were sea monkeys. Yeah, sea monkeys. But I think, like you're saying, you could buy an actual real monkey in the 60s. RC Guy Garage, Radio Shack 1001 electronic kits. Now, that was cool, too. I don't know that I ever had one of those, but I think I had some friends who had those kits where you could wire stuff up and it would cycle a light or wire it up a different way and it would ring a doorbell or whatever. Yeah, those are pretty cool. Give you a bell for that. Robert, I also have a couple of the old Radio Shack electronic experiment kits that I got for Christmas as well. Yeah, those are cool. All that stuff was cool. Now, no. Not for Jimmy. Not for little Jimmy. Might get hurt. Brian, Sea Monkey, I remember. Yeah. Yep, Sea Monkeys. Ozzy. I got a 1997 BMW something. All right. I don't know what that is, but cool. Nick is saying hello. Glad you're here, Nick. I was looking at some pictures Nick put on Instagram recently. Pretty cool reinforcement he put on his car. And not the one under the fender. This one's underneath the car itself. I like the idea. Structural reinforcement. Because, Nick's going to go out and hammer this car, right? Can have some fun with it. So he built some reinforcement to go underneath the floor support and the torque box area. Pretty cool design. Rick, I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Yeah. Yep. Robert, many of my toys were Japanese market toys since we lived in Hawaii. My parents would buy from the Japanese store in the mall. Oh, interesting. If you kept some of that stuff, I'm sure it's got some value to it. I would assume. Doyle, X-ray glasses didn't work. I know. Most disappointing thing ever. X-ray glasses. Come on. What were we thinking? Yeah, X-ray glasses. Oh, cool. Look at this. I don't understand what the premise, but when we're young and dumb and gullible, yeah, sure. X-ray glasses. That sounds like a reasonable thing you can get through the mail that they're going to send you for $1.99, whatever it was. That seems reasonable. Yeah, they wouldn't lie to us. Nick, yeah, darn tootin'. Yeah, I'm going to hammer that car. Cool. Ray Buckman, yeah. Doyle, see-through clothes. Yeah. Boy, and here's the thing. I don't think it was ever any girls that got those, right? I don't think any girls ever got the X-ray glasses. It was us guys. Oh, yeah, I got the X-ray glasses. Well, these things don't work. I got ripped off. Brian, my X-ray glasses did, or did they? Yeah, we'll never know. We'll never know. Robert, I was looking at the page of that mail order junk in comic books and bazooka wrappers. Yeah. Yeah, you missed that. Yeah. I mean, I've talked about this when I had old comic books that disappeared. I had like comic books from the 60s and stuff. They all went away. But in the 70s and stuff, they also had the comic books where you could buy all the trinkets and junk and whatever. Um, they had the because I remember buying the Cox. Let's say not buying. Let's say earned, right? Earned. You earn by selling stuff for them. Remember that? The thing you had to sell was like greeting cards. Yeah, I tried doing that. I live in a town with no people in it, and I talked my mom into letting me do the greeting card thing so that I could buy the Cox Volkswagen bus, gas powered, whatever. And basically, my mom just bought all the greeting cards, and I sent it off the thing and whatever. And I got the, yeah, yeah, all kinds of dumb stuff, all kinds of dumb stuff. But we did it. We did it. Clark is saying Hugo, man of 1,000 faces. Yeah, I mean, I never, I don't know if that was you said it was a toy, I guess. But I don't think I've ever seen one of those. Shane, hand buzzer did work though, scared the crap out of people. Yeah, it did work. You're right about that. Nick, I'd get on and give you a tour of the whole workings underneath, but I'm too involved in buttoning things up before suspension install. Okay. Well, that's all right. Let's see, Nick. I'll send you a couple of pics of those things if people want ideas. Not my idea entirely, by the way. One is borrowed from Detroit Speed, and the other is US Car Tool. Yeah, yeah. Email me some pics. So I know you posted them on Instagram. They were good stuff. Good stuff. Harvey, installed the inner window felts in Tina. Mine had the same clips as the outside seals that were much too loose. I made shims from number 8 washers to go over the back of the clip to make them tight. Okay. All right. That's a different approach. I like it. Let's see. Brian. Speaking of mail order junk, my first experience with credit was the Columbia Tape Club. Yeah. 12 tapes for $1, right? Whatever it was. I forget how it worked. 15 buy 10 tapes, get 20 for free or something. Yeah. That's a good memory right there. I'm sure I still have some of those tapes. In my big suitcase of cassette tapes that I still have. There's probably some of those in there. KTEL, Columbia Tape Club, yeah. Ray, Dad was military. Most of all my cool toys got left behind when we moved. That's disappointing. Mine all disappeared when I moved and went in the military, and my brother decided to get rid of them all for me. All that stuff. Once upon a time, hi everyone. Hope you all had a smashing Christmas. I think most of us did. Hope you did too. Doyle, I tried selling garden seeds. My mom bought most of them. Yeah. Well, I don't know what I was thinking trying to sell greetings card because there's like nobody in my town. Nobody. And nobody's going to buy a greeting card from a kid. Oh, yeah. Give me a dozen of those. Cargo Troy, toys from when I was a kid, a big track, programmable tank, still have it. Helicopter that was on a rod thing that spun around it and it picked up stuff. Atomic pinball machine, still have that too. Yeah. I remember the helicopter. I think I remember the helicopter. It was on it wasn't it like on a rod or something, and you could raise and lower it and it would pick stuff up, whatever. Cool stuff. You know, my grandson got a toy this for Christmas. He got a bunch of trucks and stuff, but he got this little interactive. You remember Micro Machines? I think they were called Micro Machines. They were like little miniature Matchbox cars, whatever, Hot Wheels cars. He got this playset that it's like a track on it, and it has these buttons and levers that you push, and parts of it will turn. So like you could bring the car down the track and it would land sideways, and you turn this knob and it would turn the track, and then it could go the other way. There's some sort of helicopter thing on it, picks up the car, moves it. It's pretty cool. And I think he's going to really get into it as he likes the little detail stuff like that. Let's see. Mazda, Hope to have the same exhaust note with my Mazda as your Mustang, running tri-way headers, all 2.5-inch pipe with Mustang tailpipes as well. Cool. Now, I don't have tri-way headers, and I don't know if you're running the same, because on my exhaust videos, I actually have one for the exhaust itself when I first got it on the car, and I listed the cam specs in that, and or on the comments. I think I put the cam specs, and I also have the Thrush welded mufflers on that car, which sound really good. Clark, what was the straw with the chemical that would make bubbles called? Definitely a source of disease. Oh yeah. And I remember that we had those, and it would make this chemical ball that was like a rainbow color, blue, red, purple, whatever. And I remember that specifically because when I started working on aircraft, I smelled acetone for the first time, and I was like, "Wow, I had a toy that smelled like acetone." I'm pretty sure it was acetone. And you'd open up that thing and put a little water ball in the end of the tube and blow it, and it would become this balloon. But yeah, you would just be inhaling acetone while you were doing it. Wee! It's kind of like the old Saturday Night Live skit where they had the guy who was selling, making toys for kids, and Dan Aykroyd was the actor, and he had the bag of glass. Brian, 10 cassettes or albums for 1 cent. Yes. Good deal. Robert. Yeah, the little short straws and the small foil tubes of colorful, stinky goo to blow bubbles with. I'm telling you, pretty sure it was acetone. I'm pretty sure it was acetone. Mazda, my sister's dad burned all my toys and our personal belongings when we moved to Pennsylvania from Florida. Okay. Well, I guess that's one way to not have to move stuff, right? Let me see if I can get these from Nick. They came in through as large photos, but I can get them. Yeah, that's good stuff, Nick. Because people forget how not everything is as strong as we may think it is. You know, a lot of the cars raced in the early, in the 70s, the Trans Am cars and stuff like that. They did a lot of reinforcing, and I'm going to see if I can show you some of these pictures because I like them. Just give me a second on this. Get another one here, and then I'll put the first one up. Okay, so Nick had sent these. Let me go back up. He says you should have photos. Brand. Here we go. So there is one of the images from Nick. Let me see if I can get another angle here. There you go. So that's coming off the torque box, creating a triangulation between the floor support, the frame rail, and the torque box. And it looks like you've applied some sort of undercoating, which is a good idea. Let me see if I can pull up another one here. Get the next one. I like this too. That's a reinforcement for where the strut rod mounts, correct? I believe that's for the strut rod. And maybe one more. See how this one looks. There's another angle. Okay. Yeah, that was for the strut rod. So just limiting any kind of movement. This car, this might be a good road course car, right? And then Nick has his own little design that you can see right there. So great ideas, Nick. Great ideas. Let's see. Nick, yeah, I got pretty smashed on Christmas for sure. Okay. Terry, you had hair then. We all did. Yeah. RC guy. Finger smoke stuff. Yeah. Mazda, that's the one I seen. Sounds amazing. I have the Thrushwater mufflers as well. Best bang for the buck. I'll be running the Comp Cams Thumper cam. Cool. Once upon a time, does anyone remember Trick Track? You had 2 battery operated cars and a number of bends, and the idea was to make a circuit using the bends. That I don't recall. What time period was that from? Shane, they were called super elastic bubble plastic. Yeah, that sounds right. Doug says it too. Super elastic bubble plastic. Yeah. Cancer in a tube. Those things were great. You get high trying to blow that thing. Good stuff. Hold on, let's see here. Jerry, I'll see you Thursday. Wife is calling. Happy New Year to all. Be safe and the most proprietary to all. Happy New Year to you as well, Jerry. Glad you're here. Nick, yeah, it's a bag of glass, a bag of glass. Yeah. That's it. It's a bag of glass and a subframe. Yes. Ray, Nick, did you do your own frame connectors also? That's a good question. Robert, with my luck, I would put bracing in the way of the exhaust or something else. I think you would do okay. Harvey, very cool reinforcing, Nick. Well done. Yes. And connectors, frame connectors are bought from Detroit Speed. Yes, sir. Road course. See, that's kind of where I want to go with the. I'm thinking I'm going to go with the 68, the red car. Kinda. So I'm liking your ideas. Another thing, I keep looking because I just have to. I keep looking on like Facebook Marketplace and just to see what's out there. I've seen some pretty good deals recently. Some pretty good deals. I'm hoping if the chance comes that I can pick up some other future project. Because it seems like everybody's buying these cars up now, right? It sure seems that way. Once upon a time, as a matchbox during the 60s, you placed the bends on the floor to make as big a circuit as you had room for. Oh, okay. So the bends it didn't really have like a track, is what you're saying. It just had the curves, like curved pieces or bent pieces. So in theory, you could put one in the corner of each room and just let it run and it would hit the curve and go and curve and whatever. I'm assuming. Ron, hey Barry, good evening. Running late, but better late than never. I'm glad you're here, Ron. We're just talking about Christmas presents and stuff we got as kids, and how we used to be young and flexible. Once upon a time says yes, just bends. Okay, that actually sounds interesting. Now I'm assuming they had some stuff that was 90 degree, maybe had a 270. I don't know, something that had a 45 degree, so you could have different pitch angles and stuff like that. Because if y'all had 90 degrees, you're not going to have opportunity to create crosses and whatever. But I like the idea though. Anymore, I don't think I could get it anywhere in our house. Stuff all life accumulates stuff. I'd have a hard time setting one of those up, I think. Clark says Mike Myers makes some good road course stuff. Okay, that's good to know. Now, I mean, again, there would be. I like the idea of making a road course style car. Whether it actually happens or not, I don't know. I'm just saying, I like the idea. Um, there's something about a car that you can feel comfortable when yanking on the steering wheel and taking a turn. Just something about that. It's such a good feeling. Once upon a time, yes, it had just a few. Okay, yeah, but that would I like the idea because you look at the Hot Wheels tracks and stuff like that. Everything had to be connected, but to have one where it's just the corners, you could do some real engineering with that. As a kid, you think about it, it's like, well, if I set this on this angle and it makes it to this point, now where's it going to go? Can I get all the way around the couch? Can I make it crisscross? All kinds of stuff. I like that idea, but I've never seen one of those. Robert, I really like that cross subframe bracing from Meyer, but I would much prefer to build it myself for a fraction of the price. Well, I think we can all agree there's a lot of stuff we can fabricate, and just because you buy something doesn't mean it's always going to fit. I've shown that on a convertible car. A lot of the stuff that was, you know, from TCI, whatever, I had to modify everything to make it fit the car. Now, part of that was the fact that it was a Dynacorn chassis, basically underneath frame, and part of it was the pieces weren't made correctly. I had to reshape some of that stuff to get it even in the where it needed to be. But I like the idea. For me, if I generally get a picture or a rough sketch or something, I can fabricate just about anything. Now the hard part is if it's got a, something that's got to have a bend in it, like a piece of tubing or something. It has to be bent a certain way. I don't have the equipment for that, but I would like to, fabricate stuff. Clark, I got Mike's Panhard rod kit for my '68 coupe. Okay, cool. And Robert, because I'm cheap. Well, I won't say I'm in the same boat. I don't mind stuff that bolts on, but we all know they get a premium for that stuff. Um, if I can get the materials and I can figure it out in my head, I'll do it. I'll make it. Nick, yeah, they're being flipped like crazy. Drives me nuts because I would love to do another after this. I get this one done. Maybe I won't go full custom on the other though, especially if it has a solid body. Yeah, yeah. Right now I know. Well, I think I know of another '68 that the guy that I talked to, he said he had it when he was in high school, and he's probably, I'm guessing, maybe a little bit older than me, but he had it in high school and he wrecked it. And he said he parked it at his cousin's place and he thinks it's still sitting there. And I was like, where's it at? Is there anything left of it? Because I only need like door hinges and I can build a car. But I really want to see if there's anything left of that car. So we'll see. Because I've said it before. I like the body of the '68. The '67, yes, it's very similar. But it has some weird issues going on between the transition from '66 to '68. I think in '68 they got most of everything, all the bugs figured out and worked out. So I like the '68. Harvey, did the Trans Am Mustangs have similar reinforcements? I think they did. I know that if you look back, especially like Smokey Yunick, if he got a hold of a car, it wasn't the same car when it came out of his shop, but he would do stuff like the A frames or A arms. He would box in the whole A arm. I know when he did Camaros anyway, he would build a triangular form, whatever, that welded in the base of the A arm. So even the A arm couldn't flex. So Nick, I don't know what you're using for control arms, if you've got upgraded stuff or not. But like I said, I've seen them where they welded a plate on the bottom of the A arm just so it can't have any flex to it. But yeah, they did a lot of that stuff in the Trans Am cars. Once upon a time, you could continually change the circuit by running to each bend and change direction. That is a good point. I think I would look at it as how far can I get without doing any modifications while it's running? Like set this, set this, set this. How far can I go? Kind of thing. But I get that. Bubba, it was fun, Barry. Y'all have a happy new year. And if I don't see you again, until next time. Well, thanks for being here, Bubba. Have a happy new year. Nick, love Mike Meyer. I have his drop spindles and some fiberglass stuff. Now, see, I haven't even heard of Mike Meyer, so this is new to me. Thank you for the information. Lightning rod, 68 trams and Trans Am cars had body seams welded. I'm not surprised. They did a lot to those cars. They were nothing you would pull off the street and drive. That much I know. Ray says, Happy New Year, Bubba. Happy New Year to all the Bubbas out there. You know who you are. Once upon a time, I have to sell all my welder machines, etc. Fabricating is what I used to do. I was once told my talent was very rare because I could make repair panels or panels off the car. Yeah, I mean, I love fabricating stuff. I do. Somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, I had some. I don't know where they're at right now. Somebody brought me pictures. I have a friend who had a driving range, and they needed a golf ball picker. One of those spools that you would run around the golf course and pick up, at the driving range, pick up golf balls." And he said he needed one, and he didn't want to pay what they were asking for it. And I was like, "What's it look like?" He showed me a picture of it. I said, "Okay." I said, "Can you get the spool?" "Oh yeah, I can get the spool." I said, "Okay, good. I'll build you one." So all I had was a picture. Popped him out a golf ball picker in a couple days. Took it back to him, and he's like, "Holy cow, this is better than the one we had that they bought." And I said, "Yeah, there you go." I like doing that stuff. Nick, what's crazy, Harvey? In one of those books, there's a reinforcement that the factory obsoleted. That's in the same area idea, so they darn well knew it was a potential problem area. So there you go. Brian, I hate to admit it, but I'm looking for a Pinto or Bobcat wagon. Yeah. If you follow Finnegan, Finnegan, he just did a build or something where they took a Pinto wagon and dropped some sort of blower motor in it. And it was a good shaped car. It was really good. Shane, wonder if Mike Meyer is somehow related to the Meyer company that made some aftermarket motorcycle stuff. Couldn't tell you. Nick, one of those things that are okay for daily drive, but would make a good thought for a track thing. Yeah. Now once upon a time, now they can't do it. Any of it. Hands don't work anymore. I know how that's getting, and I hate it for you. Time is catching up to all of us, and currently I'm looking my old military stuff I did is catching up with me in several ways, mostly in my feet and ankles. But yeah, I know where you're coming from. Harvey saying, "Thanks, Nick. Great information." Clark, Mike Meyer was a suspension guy at the family business, Meyer Racing, and he went on his own way. Okay. Nick, I have Total Control products. Man, I should have just got on doing a whole lot here, listing and putting a call out. I'm putting a callus on my butt. Matt, fabrication is my passion. The problem is no one wants to pay for it. Well, I get that too. But yeah, I like creating things. Steel. On my other channel, somebody brought me some rusty old deer feeders. And I said, "Oh, yeah, sure." Popped out a couple of those. The problem is, getting material sometimes. And again, people paying for what you do. Once upon a time, anyway, I have to go. Wish you all a happy new year. It's a good one for you. Thumbs up. Thank you. Ta-ta for now. Got you. Well, happy new year to you as well. Nick, happy new year, Bubba. Yep. Jack, what should I use to protect the inside of the rockers since they are wide open now? I did a video on that. I think I did something garage tips or something. I used like you can use Pour 15 or Chassis Saver, and I used a blowgun. I have an air gun with a long tube on it, and I took that stuff and put it in one of those plastic syringes that I've shown before, like a generic type of syringe you can get, maybe at a pet store or something. I think they sell those syringes. And what I did is, and you say it's wide open, but I did it with on this car when I worked on the wheelhouse area, and I'd taken out the wheelhouse, and I took that chassis saver, put it in the syringe, and shot it as far into there as I could. Put a bunch of that, and I took the air nozzle and I blew it all over the place. Now, I know you're dealing with it a different way, but that's what I did to coat the inside with chassis saver. But Pour 15 or anything like that you can get inside there is a great idea. Nick says, Happy New Year. Once upon a time. Robert says, cavity wax. That works too. Brian, okay, I guess I'm the only one that thinks Shrek when I hear Mike Myers. Yeah, I was thinking Mike Myers as well from SNL when I saw the name. Shane saying ouch to cavity wax. I don't think that's what he meant, Shane. I don't think it's what he meant. Brendan, hi, Barry. Merry Christmas and have a great New Year. Brendan from New Zealand. Glad you're here, Brendan. Hope all is well with you. Ray says Happy New Year to once. Yes. Ray, Eastwood has a chassis saver product. It does. But if the in the rocker panel, it's wide open. If you've got the floor pan out, right? Just about anything is going to help. Really, at this point, anything is going to help. But I would suggest after you put everything in, you get the floor pan in, put some more junk in there. Whether it's cavity wax, Pour 15, chassis saver, Eastwood, whatever. After it's all welded and everything, put it in there. Ron, Eastwood internal frame coating, you used it on the hood. Yes, I used it on the hood, and I did an example video on the rocker panels for the convertible. So yeah, and I used it. I think I might have used it on the deck lid. I can't remember at this point, but yeah, it worked. It worked good. Steve's Money Pit. Very glad to see you survived one weekend of eating. Now you have to work some of it off before New Year's. Yeah, well, there's still a bunch of leftovers. And I know I'm putting on weight. Because I can't run anymore. But I still like to eat. Love to eat. In fact, we had our Christmas lasagna. You can't beat my mom's recipe for Christmas lasagna. Brian, I have to go. Everybody stay warm this week. It's supposed to be a cold one in the Northwest. Yeah. Be safe out there. Okay. This has been a good chat session here. Good chat session. But I'm not sure if I'm going to keep going or not. I mean, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying it. We need some more subject matter if we're all going to do. Gonna keep talking about it. Yeah, have a great one, Brian. Okay. Ish, Christmas is on you, the best. Yes. Robert, Happy New Year all. Going to cut up my birthday cake. I would enjoy some carrot cake and coffee. Great stuff to have. Rick, thanks for a nice time tonight, Barry. Yes. Okay. Well, I will call tonight. I'm gonna go in the house and eat something. Go eat something. Because that's what we do when it's wintertime. We bulk up, right? Gotta bulk up. Okay. But I'll be back on Thursday. So that'll be, let's see, 27th, the 30th. That'll be the 30th. So not quite Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, but that'll be the 30th. Oh, here, Harvey Says, if the inners are visible, you can use Eastwood products. Rust encapsulator, epoxy primer, a single stage gloss coat, well-through primer were needed, and finished with cavity wax. Yes. Good call. Good call. Okay. Well, again, I'll be back on Thursday at 3. I do have, well, I'm working on a video for my patrons. I am working on a video for my patrons. I will say that. It's going to be a little bit different. And I don't know if that one will end up on YouTube or not, but I'll have it for my patrons. And then tomorrow or this week, I'm going to probably work on getting the panels painted for the Honda while the temperatures are up. Get this. It's not a show car, so I'm not going to get crazy with it. But I'm going to scuff everything, put some primer on it, let it set up, get some paint on it. And I'm not sure just yet. I have a friend of mine who has a truck that he damaged the bedside on, and he may want me to repair the bedside. So I'm debating on whether I'm going to do that one or not. Wouldn't hurt to do it for him though. Anyway, that'll be it for this episode tonight. Again, back on Thursday. And until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.